I got fired from my job because I was in the middle of a shooting. I was at UOFM with a flat tire, and it was during the time the Memphis mobile shooter went on a rampage. I saw the car and heard the gunshots. Memphis was on lockdown and I couldn't leave. I called into work and told them my situation, and the next day I got fired. I've been depressed to the point of suicide. I was terrified and couldn't sleep for a few days after that. I contacted my closest law firm. I am not letting them get away with this. I'm certain local news would like to hear about this as well. Local business fires employee for being caught in shooting rampage. 50 replies and 0 about taking care of yourself. Getting help with a PTSD-inducing situation. With an admitted large scoop of depression and lack of sleep. Spoke with a therapist who was working with Army members to help them deal with their PTSD. She said we humans process events by talking about them. The talking helps move the events from being a tinted visor we see all of life through towards the back of our brains, and into our memories or experiences storage area, so to speak, providing us a more clear view of our daily lives. Without PTSD as the filter. Please seek out a mental health pro to help you deal with this incident. Myself and family members have taken advantage of therapy and found it useful. We have shootings here every day. This is America. You should have had a backup to cover your shift. Why didn't you leave 10 minutes earlier? You knew there could be a mass shooting any moment. Quote. Sue them to oblivion, or at least for enough money to keep you going until you find a new job. Please reach out to a counselor or therapist if you can't afford one. DM me and I will connect you with some free resources. You are experiencing a trauma response. Please don't brush it off. Take care of yourself. Tragically, instead of thinking of your own safety during an active shooter lockdown, you thought to call your job and make sure you notified them as soon as possible. Similarly, I scheduled off for a regular doctor visit and was randomly sent to the hospital. I called my manager to inform her my trip would take longer than planned because I got sent to the hospital with a sheet that said, "Stat," underlined 3 times in huge letters. Fortunately for me, though, my managers are cool and said to take the rest of the day and the next day if needed before even thinking about coming back to work. You need to find a place like that. Friend, I wish you luck. America. Go to Avvo and find an employment attorney. Absolutely go to local media. They treated you like trash. There was a lockdown order. Your employer cannot force you to challenge that. Don't destroy yourself. Destroy them. In Tennessee, you probably have very little legal recourse because of Tennessee employment laws. But I agree with the other poster who said contact the local news stations. This is the kind of stuff they love, and a little public shaming might do your former employer some good. Unfortunately, TN is an at-will state and most employers are garbage. So there's probably not much you'll be able to do about it but find a new job. Luckily, there are plenty available here in Memphis. This is why Americans need to unionize ASAP. This is so American. Christ. Hey buddy, please consider therapy. EMDR I have heard is good for PTSD. Tennessee is an at-will state. I don't think you'd win against them. Unfortunately, doesn't make what they did right. But it is within their rights to terminate you for any reason at any time. Save your energy and money and work for someone better. I'm so sorry for what you're going through. That is a very USA thing to get fired for. Pull your bootstraps and bulletproof vest up. Get to work. Sadly, you probably don't have much of a legal case. Unless you were a union employee. If that is the case, you need to seek union assistance. As an at-will employee, you can be fired at any time for any reason or no reason at all. The system does not offer job security to most workers. Many other people here are making a better recommendation. Smear them. Contact the local media. That is a very embarrassing story for your former employer. If it ever breaks, they will likely reach out and try to make amends. Most likely they will offer to rehire you. But, do you really want that job back? That reminds me of a similar but equally ridiculous story about a big box worker whose store got robbed at gunpoint, and he went to his car to get his gun, and I believe he took down the bad guy. But he was fired for violating the company's zero-tolerance policy about weapons on company property. I guess corporations expect us to rely on the police that don't even show up until it's too late. Sadly, being fired for missing work is not in any way protected. You can win your unemployment case, but you're not going to get anything else. Assuming no union or any other extra protections in place. As long as you're telling the truth, you can shame them publicly. But it opens door for them to come back with their version. Which, if they think they can convince a jury your story was not truthful and you caused them harm, could end up in court defending yourself. So going public only works if you are completely in the right. But if you already had a history of documented shortcoming at work, skip that path.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.